So I am Tennyola. I'm a 19-year-old full-time student. I go to McEwen. I'm a business student. I own a small business called Tennyola Inc., where I sell handmade jewelry and other accessories. It started from me wanting to share my culture, my Yoruba culture. I'm Nigerian. I was born in Lagos State. I also went to boarding school in Ibadan where I actually interacted with my culture very well, and I developed that deep love and interest for it, and I just wanted to share that with the world. And my business was a good outlet to do so. Life in Lagos and Ibadan was a bit different because in Lagos we were like, we're always in our houses. We always go to either from home to work or school, and school to church and back home. It was that triangle. When I went to Ibadan, it was a little bit different because I got to go out to places like we went to Moniya, we went out to Moniya, we went to Bodija Market. They took us out to like experience places where I got to see my country for like not the first time, but I was able to interact with culture very well. I learned to speak Yoruba better. I got to meet the Oba of Oyo, which was really good. Where I discovered culture, I would say.
How was that experience like for you?
I came at 12. I was in grade 8. It was a little bit of culture shock, but I feel like it's something I was, by God's grace, able to get used to. It was that different scenario, different setting, because coming from boarding school in Nigeria, there's that seniority, or senior this, junior that, and coming here, everybody is literally the same thing. So it's not nobody's gonna go and get you fetch your buckets for you or anything like that. But it's something I got used to, and I got used to saying like, it taught me respect is not just like that upward, it's both ways, which was good. It was a good eye opener. I think someone posted something and they were telling us that we normalized that bullying culture. But being in school and in the moments, we saw it as, like we're toughening up, or that's just how it is. That's how it's meant to be. But being in Canada and being exposed to certain things, knowing more, we see that it actually is bullying, but it triggers certain things, and it's just I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know how to answer that question properly.
Yeah.
But it's a lot for a former boarding school student, because these are things that we experience as well. It didn't, by God's grace, get to the point where someone was killed. But sadly, it has reached that point now where they are taking advantage of these junior students, and they're unfortunately losing their lives. So I think in Nigeria, one thing that they need to implement is strictly watching the students and making sure things don't get to that extreme point.
What has it been like for you?
I think it has been bittersweet, because I would say it's easy in the sense where the community, especially here in Edmonton, is very open and welcoming of like new businesses. And there's the Black-owned market, the organization. They just help new businesses, specifically Black-owned businesses, to just like get them out there, give them outlets to sell their products, share their services. So that makes it easy. But the behind the scenes part of it, of like, making your website, doing your own promotions, making the products, trying to help customers with their issues and all of that, that's the tedious part of it. But in terms of reception, it has been very easy and very amazing for me. I think in that representation, especially being Black, is small. I only would know one other Black-owned jewelry business, which is kind of crazy to me. I think maybe also it comes from maybe not modern day, but growing up, we never wore jewelry. We're never allowed to wear jewelry because it's like, I think it's more spiritual things. But I didn't see a lot of people wear jewelry, like my mothers, my aunties, they didn't. So now coming here and discovering my interest in it was kind of something different. And being able to teach, or not teach, but allow younger people to see that yes, you can wear jewelry as a black girl, and it will elevate your own natural beauty as well. I think is an essential part of what I'm doing.
Nice. So for you, have you interacted with like any black owned, like outside Canada? Have you interacted with anybody, like when you're sourcing for like your materials and stuff like that? Is it always weird and tell people that, oh, this is what I do? Has been the reception outside the black community? Has been the reception of, oh, I sell jewelry, I make jewelry and stuff like that. So how has it been, the reception of it? And when you don't see a lot of black led like jewelry making businesses, how does that make you, did that like take you from here to like here when it comes to like the standard you want to put in creating the product, or does it still make you feel like, oh, we still just need more people?
I think it's a little bit of both. You want the standard of your product to, or I personally want the standard of my products to increase, and also telling people outside the black community that I make jewelry is like, oh, they're like, oh, very excited. Oh, this is nice. This is, let me see. Oh, I want to buy some, like that. But it's also a thing of that imposter syndrome, I would say. You feel like, oh, there's very few of us, and you kind of feel, why am I here? But it's also an eye-opener that we should increase our, well, I call it a group, our demographic. Yeah. It can be anything. It can be a name. So it doesn't have to be something like visual, like a photo or something. It can be a name or a certain song that is just like I'm listening to at the moment, and then a random design like pops into my head and I make it. And sometimes when I try to make the designs, maybe I'm having issues with like how to form a shape a certain way, and from that a whole different design comes out of it. So it just depends on what is around me in certain moments.
What has been the sad side to things when making a product, or someone says, oh, custom make this for my wedding, or like, oh, my ring or whatnot? Give us a bad experience you've had.
Bad experience. This one's funny. A lady told me to make a dog collar, and I was like, wow, this is very interesting. I'm used to making things for human beings. So I was like, how do I do this? How do I source something that is like not going to affect the pets? And I didn't know this dog. I didn't know the size of the dog. She didn't even give me dimensions or whatever. So I said, okay, let me make something easy that's adjustable. And she also wanted Ankara with it too. So something very out of the blue that I've never even thought of in my life, which was nice. It's like, okay, this is something different, something new. Let me create this. But I tried my best. It was done, but it took a lot of brainstorming and researching and sourcing. But
so the client liked it.
She did like it. It's good.
Oh, that's amazing. So
it started from, it was 2017 when I was it 15? I think 15. I wanted to buy jewelry, and I didn't have money for anything because I didn't have a job. So I said, okay, why not make jewelry? Because I did learn wire work when I was in Nigeria. And I said, okay, why not bring this thing back, make jewelry for myself? So I started making it. People loved it. When I went to church, people like, oh, where can we buy it? And I started making for people at church as well. Here and there, people bought. And I said, okay, let's grow this thing into something beautiful. I started selling in church, people bought, but it got to a point where it was also now just slow. So I altogether just stopped. And thank God, but not thank God for COVID. I picked it back up again in 2020, and it's where it is now, which I thank God for. I did not think it would grow to this point. It was more of, honestly, a hobby, and just me doing something for my broke self to be able to look fine outside. One thing I would change, I would say how I marketed it or how I advertised it. Because I didn't have a lot of resources then. I was this child in junior high. I didn't know how to do social media properly. I didn't know, oh, you had to package your thing a certain way, present it a certain way. So that's the only thing. And it is a learning process. Over time, I've seen like my growth in terms of like the packaging, promotion, and all that. So I think I tried to make Prices very affordable. I put into consideration the material I'm using, the amount of time it took me to come up with its design in the first place, and the amount of hours it takes me to make your order or the product, like the sample I do. So the max amount of hours I've ever spent, I think about 4 to 5. But that's just like the brainstorming stage and trying to come up with the idea and get it to look the way I had it in my head. Wow, I feel like that's very broad because there's so many things. I'll say be you, because I've learned over time I'm a very unique person. Everybody would say that, but I feel like Tennyola is a jar of so many things. But yeah, just be yourself, and I stand out from just being this unique person that Tennyola in the next 4 or 5 years. I'm trying to start to do clothing, but that's something I've been, let me not say procrastinating, I've been pushing it forward because I want it to come out a certain way. But yeah, look for clothing for Tennyola is coming. I say find your authenticity. Is that correct English? Find your authenticity. Find your authenticity, yes, and stick to it. Once you discover that one thing that if you're comfortable with, that you love, that works for you, stick to that thing, be consistent with it, and it will bloom into something that you don't even expect. Tennyola jewelry is hypoallergenic. Majority of the jewelry is made from recycled materials as well. The ones that are handmade like these are copper. So those ones they're not the waterproof jewelry and the most affordable ones because the material is easy to source and all of that. But they don't affect your skin, which is good. I have a website, www.tennyolainc.com. You can buy jewelry from there. And also, if you want custom pieces, you can shoot me a DM on Instagram as well at tennyola.inc.
Awesome. Thank you, Tenny, for being on today. We're excited. Do you want to show us some of your products, some of the things that you've made?
Oh, yeah.
That you have?
The earrings on my ears is one.
Okay.
And then I have tote bags. Let's see. How did I say this thing? Oh. As well, mixed with Ankara.
Oh, nice. Okay, any other ones? I tell us their names.
Oh, I named this Corday.
Okay.
I named this Coyote before, but I just gave them the same name for ease of website issues. Okay. But I also have necklaces that I used to have on the website, but now I've made them custom pieces. So if you want your name on a necklace or something, you can easily just ask me, oh, I need to get my name, maybe like a birthday gift for someone or something. But this is one.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my earrings as well. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just do videos of the like
pieces.
Yeah. Thank you, Tenny.
Of course.